The Rise and Fall of Adolf Hitler, a story of power and consequence. What makes a person change the world? For better or worse? This is the story of a man whose ambitions shaped history in ways no one could have imagined. It's a story of dreams, failures, power, and destruction. Whether you know his name well or are hearing his story for the first time, this is the life of Adolf Hitler, like you've never heard it before. A boy with big dreams. On April 20th, 1889, in a small Austrian town called Braunau am Inn, a baby boy was born to Alois and Clara Hitler. They named him Adolf. At the time, no one knew that this child would grow up to shake the world. As a young boy, Adolf had big dreams. He loved drawing, painting, and imagining a bright future. His mother, Clara, adored him and supported his passion for art. But his father, Alois, was different, strict, disciplined, and demanding. Alois worked as a government official and expected Adolf to follow in his footsteps. But Adolf had no interest in government jobs. He wanted to be an artist. A dream crushed. When Adolf was 13 years old, his father died suddenly. Some might think this gave him the freedom to pursue his dreams, but instead he struggled. He lost motivation for school, and his grades dropped. His teacher said, "Adolf is intelligent, but he refuses to study. All he cares about is drawing." Despite his poor academic performance, he was determined to become an artist. At 16, he left school and moved to Vienna, the art capital of Austria. There, he applied to the Academy of Fine Arts. He was full of hope, believing that his future as a famous painter was about to begin. But then reality hit hard. His application was rejected. The Academy told him, "Your work is not good enough." Heartbroken but stubborn, he applied again the following year. But once again, the answer was no. This time it felt like a final defeat. With no job and no degree, Adolf's life took a dark turn. He lived in cheap, dirty apartments, sometimes even sleeping on the streets. He made small money by painting postcards and selling them to tourists. Then in 1907, his mother, his greatest supporter, passed away. Losing her left him even more alone and angry at the world. A soldier in war. By 1914, Adolf was struggling to survive. Then, something happened that would change his life forever. World War I began. Eager for purpose, Adolf joined the German army. He was sent to fight in dangerous battles and was known for his bravery. He was even awarded 2 medals for courage. For the first time in years, he felt like he belonged. But when the war ended in 1918, Germany lost. The country was in ruins and people were angry, hopeless, and desperate. Adolf was one of them. Germany didn't lose because of its soldiers, he believed. It lost because of weak leaders, a voice that gained power. After the war, Germany was falling apart. People were jobless, starving, and humiliated. Adolf saw an opportunity. He joined a small political group called the German Workers' Party. His talent for public speaking quickly made him stand out. When he spoke, people listened. Germany will rise again. He declared. His powerful speeches filled people with hope, pride, and anger. He blamed others for Germany's problems and promised to bring power and prosperity back to the country. The party grew rapidly under his leadership, and in 1920 he renamed it the Nazi Party. He also designed its infamous red flag with a black swastika, a symbol he claimed would represent Germany's future. By 1923, he was so confident in his movement that he attempted to take control of the government by force. This event, known as the Beer Hall Putsch, failed miserably, and Adolf was arrested. The Plan for a New Germany. In prison, Adolf wrote a book called Mein Kampf, My Struggle, where he outlined his ideas for Germany's future. He believed that Germany needed to become a powerful nation once again. When he was released from prison in 1924, he rebuilt the Nazi Party, now stronger than ever. By 1933, after years of rising political influence, Adolf Hitler was appointed Chancellor of Germany, the country's most powerful position. This marked the beginning of a new chapter, one that would change history forever. The rise of a dictator. As Chancellor, Hitler promised jobs, security, and prosperity. At first, people trusted him. He built roads, schools, and factories, creating thousands of jobs. But behind the scenes, he was seizing absolute power. He controlled newspapers, radios, and education, ensuring that people only heard his version of the truth. Those who opposed him were punished or sent to prison. His most dangerous idea? That Germany should be only for true Germans. This belief led to one of the darkest chapters in human history, the Holocaust, in which millions of innocent people lost their lives. In 1939, Hitler made his boldest move yet. He ordered the invasion of Poland, officially starting World War II. His army was powerful, and for a while it seemed like nothing could stop him. But his enemies were stronger than he expected. The fall of Hitler. By 1944, Germany was losing the war. The United States, Britain, and the Soviet Union were pushing back. Cities were bombed, and Hitler became paranoid. In April 1945, as Soviet troops surrounded Berlin, Hitler hid in an underground bunker. He refused to surrender, even though Germany was already defeated. Finally, on April 30, 1945, knowing that capture was inevitable, Hitler ended his own life. A week later, Germany surrendered. The lesson of history, Hitler's rise to power and downfall, remind us of the dangers of unchecked ambition, hatred, and absolute power. His story is a warning. History must never repeat itself. Today, Germany is a peaceful nation, and the world remembers the lessons from that dark time. We are reminded that unity, compassion, and respect for all people are what truly make a nation strong. If you found this story insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more engaging historical content.